Hi, I thought I'd do a quick video on the benefits of implementing Profit First in the startup business. Profit First is a cash flow management system, and the idea is that you helps you increase your profits and enables you to pay yourself for what you're worth running your business, especially as a startup where you're taking all those risks and responsibilities as opposed to maybe working for somebody else. So the idea is that with a startup business, we will actually look at your next 12 months income and outgoings. The idea is that we then work out what we can allocate as a percentage to certain bank accounts, and you need to open up numerous bank accounts, not many, maybe 4 or 5 bank accounts with your existing bank. And those bank accounts would be a profit account, because that's the first allocation you actually make is to the profit. Also an owner's pay account, so you pay yourself money out of the business. So those two are your first allocations. You then have a tax account, because everyone must pay their tax on time, because there's no point getting on the wrong side of HMRC. And then the last account would be your operating expenses account. We call it the OPEX account. So then the idea is that we look at any direct costs that you might have in the business. So if you're buying and selling goods, we look to deduct that, and we get to a real revenue figure. That real revenue figure is then the figure that you make those percentage allocations from. So the idea is that you put money into the profit account, put money into your owner's pay account for yourself, money to the tax, so the tax is covered, and then anything that's left is to pay the operating expenses. Now, the idea is that you do this on a regular basis. The idea is to get into a mindset that you're doing this regularly, without fail, and the idea is that you make sure that those allocations are done. If you just do it ad hoc, as and when or whenever you feel like it, it's not going to work. So you have to have structure to this system, and we try and suggest people to do it on the 10th and 25th of the month. And it works really well. You sit down and you actually do those allocations to those bank accounts, and you then obviously pay your bills from your OPEX account on the 10th and 25th. So the benefits of this to a startup, and it's great for a startup business, for the main purpose is that you're doing it from day one. You've got no legacy issues. You've got no problems going forward, because you're just starting from scratch, and this is the way you do it, and this is the way that the business runs, and this is how you run your finances using Profit First. So it's great for startups, no legacy issues at all. Also, what it does, it also gives you clarity. It gives you a structure to actually run the admin and the finances, because starting as a startup is really quite stressful. You're being pulled from pillar to post. You're doing marketing, you're doing admin, maybe a bit of HR. You're doing so much stuff. So if we can have some structure to your admin and your finances, it really does help. So the 10th, 25th, that's when you do your allocations. That's when you pay the bills to your suppliers and your expenses. And everyone knows that those days you're doing the admin. All right. The third benefit is that actually you get to know how the finances work. You get to know how profitable your business is. You get to know if you're generating enough profit to pay yourself what you think you're worth and to cover the overheads and the taxes. So you get to know all those figures, and you can run your business from your bank account. You don't need to flash profit and loss accounts on a weekly, monthly basis or any smart graphs. You can run it from your bank account, because you're making those allocations. We've gone through and worked out what the company can afford to pay yourself and what profit we want to take. So the business should progress. If it doesn't, and there are issues covering expenses, then we know that there's another problem with the business. We need to look at it in more detail. Also, it enables you to make financial decisions, because it gives you clarity of when you can maybe hire staff, you can buy a bit of equipment, or you can go out and do a marketing campaign, because you know that you've got money in your PEX account. There's money there that you've already allocated to your other accounts. And yes, great, we can then do that. We've got a buffer in that account. We can run the business from the OPEX account, knowing everything else is covered and there's no surprises coming our way. And the final benefit I see for startups is that, please God, that businesses work is going well, you're generating cash. What we find is that if cash is building up in the bank account, then you tend to spend more. You maybe buy bigger offices, more plush offices, a nice car, more equipment. So the idea is that it gives you a structure of, right, is there money in the OPEX account? Have we got enough money in there to go ahead and invest in maybe a new member of staff? Oh, no, we haven't got the money in there yet, but we will do in the next month. Oh, right, that's the time we will then go and employ somebody. So it really does give structure over your finances. So hopefully that will be helpful if you are starting out in business and the benefits of implementing Profit First. Thank you very much.